Are we ready to start? Is Alderman Tom Hayes?
You see how dark I am?
Yeah, I see that.
The time has come to start the Finance and Purchasing Committee, 5:45 for Monday, May 20th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes. Present. Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Newsom.
Present.
Alderman Guzman.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Item C, approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from April 15th, 2024?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Hayes, second
Second.
by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item D, public comment. Is there anyone that wants to speak on an item that's in the finance, under the Finance Committee? Hearing none, we will go on to item 2, new business. Item A, a resolution renewing the agreement with Dell Marketing, LP, and Microsoft Corporation. The City of Waukegan uses Microsoft throughout the city for a wide array of needs. Some examples are invoicing, printing services, general ledger reports, email services, databases, inventory, databases to dispatching services for police and fire. Staff recommends the City Council authorize the renewal of a 3-year agreement with Dell Technologies and Microsoft Corporation under the Illinois State Contract, Illinois CMT 1176800 through fiscal year 2027 for a not to exceed amount of $260,000. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion? Can I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item B, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on professional services for Icon Enterprises for website hosting. Staff recommends City Council approve a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on professional services from Icon Enterprises for website hosting per section 2-458 subsection I-4 for fiscal year 2025 and 2026 for a not to exceed amount of $90,000. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Hayes. Icon Enterprises, also known as Civic Plus, is an online platform that helps to transform the way the City of Waukegan operates and interacts with its residents. Are there any questions to this motion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item C, a resolution approving the procurement from Cybernetics for ISAN data storage equipment upgrade and annual maintenance services. Staff recommends the City Council authorize a resolution approving the procurement from Cybernetics for ISAN data storage equipment upgrade and annual maintenance services per section 2-458 subsection I-1 for an amount not to exceed $61,030. Can I get a motion?
First.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions to this motion?
Yes, I do. So what is their main purpose?
Increase the data storage. Do you want to come up, Ron?
Evening, Alderman.
Good evening.
To answer your question, Alderman Guzman, this is our network storage platform. All of our servers store their information on this, just like a hard drive on your PC. We have to make sure there's enough room for 3 to 5 years. This is what we're doing.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Sir?
Sounds great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Excuse me.
No.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item D, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the purchase of computer security equipment and services from Shy International Corporation. Staff recommends City Council approve a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the purchase of computer security equipment and services from Shy International Corporation per Section 2-458, subsection I-3, for an amount not to exceed $100,000 for fiscal year 2025 and $100,000 for fiscal year 2026. Can I get a motion?
First.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item E, a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving the procurement of data backup software services from Fortress Data Management. Staff recommends the City Council approve a resolution from Fortress Data Management for computer data backup services annually in the amount of $50,000 for fiscal year 2025, fiscal year 2026, and fiscal year 2027, not to exceed $150,000 per section 2-458, subsection I-7. Can I get a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carried. Item F, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the procurement of computers and other IT equipment from CDW Government for fiscal year 2025. Staff recommends the City Council approve a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the procurement of computers and other IT equipment from CDW Government per Section 2-458, subsection I-3 for fiscal year 2025. The city participates in the Anima Partners Purchasing Cooperatives, which permits local governments to purchase and lease commodities and services according to contracts negotiated by public procurement professionals, resulting in a significant savings for the city. Can I get a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions? Roll call, please. And that amount, dollar amount, is $750,000. Call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item G, resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the purchase of computers and other IT equipment from GHA Technologies, Inc. Staff recommends that the City Council approve a resolution authorizing the expenditures of funds on the purchase of computers and other IT equipment from GHA Technologies, Inc. per Section 2-458, subsection I-3, for an amount not to exceed $200,000. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item H, a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving the procurement of video surveillance equipment and related installation and maintenance services from Pentegra Systems LLC. Staff recommends the City Council approve a resolution for the procurement of video surveillance equipment and related installation and maintenance services from Pentegra Systems LLC per Section 2-458, subsection I-7, for an amount not to exceed $150,000. Can I get a motion?
First.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Hayes, second by Alderman Florian. Any questions?
I do.
Alderman Guzman.
Okay, where are these cameras going and where have they, or where they're at? Or are they for just like traffic and certain stuff like that?
Now, these are actually our security cameras for the municipal buildings, and they're going to fire stations 1 through 5, and the police department for maintenance next year.
Perfect.
Also the parking garage.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome. Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item I, a resolution approving the procurement of an OpenGov permitting and licensing cloud solution from Carosoft Technology Corporation for use by the Engineering Department. Staff recommends the City Council authorize the mayor to approve a resolution authorizing the IT Department to purchase OpenGov permitting and licensing cloud solutions from Carosoft Technology Corporation through Onemia EDU contract R191902 per section 2-458 subsection I3 joint purchasing contract, an amount not to exceed $70,000. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. J, a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving the procurement of indexing, archive, and retrieval infrastructure services from Microsystems, Inc. Staff recommends the City Council approve a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving the of indexing, archive, and retrieval infrastructure services from Microsystems, Inc. per section 2-454, subsection I-7 for a not-to-exceed amount of $150,000. The IT Department requests increasing spending authority for professional services from Microsystems, Inc., authorizing up to $150,000 for fiscal year 2025 to support the city's document scanning, indexing, archiving, and retrieval. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carried. Item K, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds for professional services from DSN Group for fiscal year 2025. Staff recommends that the Finance and Purchasing Committee approve a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds for professional services from DSN Group for fiscal year 2025. The authorization is for $200,000 to support city computer infrastructure. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Florian. Any questions to this motion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item L, resolution approving a settlement and release of all claims for Fire Department Workers' Comp Claim Number 200923W013 for an amount not to exceed $87,173. Risk Management is recommending the City Council approve the accepted settlement for $87,173. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Hayes, second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item M, a memorandum of agreement for the management of the EPA Climate Pollution Reduction Grant Award. Staff recommends that the Finance and Purchasing Committee approve a memorandum of agreement, for the management of the EPA Climate Pollution Reduction Grant Award. Can I get a motion on the floor? Then I'll read this.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Hayes. April 1st, 2024, the city applied for an Environmental Protection Agency's Climate Pollution Reduction Grant through a coalition led by Kane County. The purpose of this grant is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, reduce criteria air pollutions, and hazardous air pollutants. The program highly recommended eligible applicants to apply as part of a coalition. Through the coalition, the city is requesting $6,399,490 for 22 level 2 EV charges and solar photovoltaic arrays, both ground and roof mounted, at 5 locations. These projects will help to advance the city's sustainability plan, assist in electrifying our fleet, and overall reduce our GHG, CAP, and those things, our greenhouse gas that I mentioned before. The city will go out to bid for the equipment and installation. I have a motion by Alderman Florian and Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion?
I do.
Alderman Guzman.
So okay. So is this grant just for solar panels, or is it for start trying to switch our fleet over to electric?
It is for the EV chargers and the solar arrays. So we can utilize those chargers as either public chargers or fleet chargers, depending on the location.
Awesome. So where are they planning to put these at?
We have 3 planned for the municipal beach, 3 planned for the metro station, 3 planned for the parking garage on County, 1 planned for the parking where kind of the police are, and then 1 parking for the one across the street on West.
I don't hear anything for Public Works or.
Not in this grant.
So is it eligible to be put in Public Works or what my goal is to try to transform this to.
So this grant has already been applied for with these specific locations. If we are awarded, we could ask if they would let us amend our application, but they are presumably awarding us based on what we already submitted.
And there are other grants out there that are specific for municipal fleets. This is not, this is more public focused. But we can pursue one specifically fleet related.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please. Thank you.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item N, a resolution approving the procurement of medical equipment and supplies from Bound Tree Medical LLC. Staff recommends City Council authorize a resolution approving the procurement of medical equipment and supplies from Bound Tree Medical LLC per Section 2-458, subsection IL, or is that 1, for an amount not to exceed $75,000. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking spending authority to exceed $25,000. Our medical equipment vendor, Bound Tree Medical 00245, provides medical equipment and supplies. This would consist of medical gloves, equipment, bags, monitoring equipment, cardiac pads, and diabetic supplies. Last fiscal year, we had over $24,000 in expenses. This amount will be funded from GL Code 100-3020-25472. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Any questions?
I do.
I have one as well.
Alderman Guzman?
Actually, Alderman Florian can go first. Ladies first, go ahead.
Well, thank you.
Alderman Florian?
And I apologize, we weren't able to have our briefings this week. So my question is, last year we did around 24,000. Now you're asking for 75,000. Why the huge jump?
We have some big ticket purchases coming up this year, some things that are expiring that need to be replaced.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alderman Guzman?
And most of this stuff is basically being charged to insurance and stuff, so we're getting our money back, correct?
Some of it, we do reimbursement for ambulance calls. Some get paid, some do not. Some supplies the hospital will stock our ambulances with, and other stuff are charges that we have to eat from the calls. So it depends on what the supplies are.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Questions? Call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item O, a resolution approving the procurement of emergency medical technician training services from the College of Lake County. Staff recommends City Council authorize a resolution approving the procurement of emergency medical technician training services from the College of Lake County per section 2-458 subsection I-1 for a not to exceed amount of $120,000. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Florian.
Second.
Second by Alderman Hayes. Any questions on the motion?
I do.
Alderman Guzman?
So this is basically just to keep up with the training, because aren't they supposed to already be certified?
This is to send new students to paramedic school and EMT basic school.
I got you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief. Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Let's see. Item P, a resolution approving the procurement of personal protective equipment from W.S. Darley and Company. Staff recommends City Council authorize a resolution approving the procurement of personal protective equipment from W.S. Darley and Company per section 2-458 subsection I-1, not to exceed amount of $130,000. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking spending authority to exceed $25,000. Our equipment vendor, W.S. Darley, provides personal protective equipment. This would consist of firefighter turnout coats, jackets, helmets, boots, and supplemental gear. Last fiscal year, we had over $111,000 in expenses. This amount will be funded from GL Code 100-3020-25469. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye. Motion carried. Item Q, a resolution approving an agreement with Avalon Petroleum for fire department fuel. Staff recommends City Council authorize a resolution of an agreement with Avalon Petroleum for fire department fuel per section 2-458 subsection I-5 for a not to exceed amount of $130,000. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking spending authority to exceed $25,000. Our fuel vendor, Avalon Petroleum, provides gas and diesel fuel. Last fiscal year, we had over $95,000 in expenses. This amount will be funded GL Code 100-3020-25466. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you. Item R, a resolution approving agreement with Centers for Fire Department uniforms. Staff recommends the council authorize a resolution approving an agreement with Centers for the Fire Department uniforms per section 2-458, subsection I-3, for a not to exceed amount of $26,000. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking spending authority to exceed $25,000. Our vendors provides janitorial products, linen, and uniforms. Last year, we were less than $25,000. Fiscal year, we were less than $25,000 in expenses. However, this year, we have decided to use them for additional items and may exceed $25,000. This vendor also services other departments within the city. The amount will be funded from GL Code 100-3020-25467 and line item 3020-24439. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Seconded.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion?
Hey, Chief, what are the other items?
So the uniforms are for our mechanics. We have 4 mechanics working for us right now, 1 full-time, and then 3 of our firefighters that work on their days off. And then floor cleaners, bleaches, they come in and fill up our containers of Windex for cleaning the station, toilet bowl cleaners, stuff to take care of the fire stations.
That's the additional items that are referred to.
Correct.
here in
We
the
used to
memo.
get them from a different vendor. We're now going to get them from Cintas.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you. Thank you, Chief. Item S, an ordinance amending the Waukegan Code of Ordinance to adjust fees for services provided for city-owned cemeteries. City staff recommends City Council approve an ordinance amending the Waukegan Code of Ordinances to adjust fees for services provided at city-owned cemeteries. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Is there anyone here to speak to this item? Because I know it's coming out of the clerk's office.
Alderman Newsome, if you'd like for me, I can speak to it a little bit, and then
Okay.
I don't know if Alonso would be able to speak as the sexton, but I can speak to kind of what the rationale was behind the increase in the fees.
Are there any questions anyone has? Alderman Florian?
I did have a question from a resident, not from my ward, but just someone that I knew, and his family has plots there, but I see here it says full interment cremains. He was saying something about they can only have cremains done, but is that not true? But he said they already own these plots. So are the 6 you're talking about already owned, or? Well, there must be some confusion. I'll have to talk to him again, and then maybe I can. Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
What are those fees raises for?
Excuse me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the clerk's office is designated as the administrator for for the cemeteries, and then works directly with Alonzo, who serves as the sexton, SEXON, which is an Old English term, I think, that basically means manager of grounds, specifically related to cemeteries. The mayor's office asked the clerk's office to look at publicly owned cemeteries in the surrounding areas. And the clerk's office looked at, I believe, cemeteries in Zion, Gurnee, Libertyville, and a few others, and just to find out what the burial costs were. I believe that these rates have not been increased in decades, and the costs are directly related to what Public Works has to go out and do, and the cost of having equipment out there, running an excavator. And as you can see, there's things that can be done on weekdays, there are things that can be done on weekends, but different costs are associated with the increased labor and equipment costs.
So how much is the increase by percentage-wise?
I have not calculated. I mean, we can go through, this is all, we can go through what the increase is for actually purchasing a plot, and there, as Alonzo said, there's not a lot of plots left. It's gone from 875 to 4,000. There's an endowment that you have to pay for plots that goes to the general upkeep of the cemetery. As you know, whenever you're dealing with end-of-life care, you have to pay for the real estate and then to make sure that the cemetery is kept in good shape. There is also an additional cost for one grave space. That perpetual care endowment goes from $225 to $400. For two grave spaces, from $330 to $720. For three grave spaces, $400 goes up to $1,080. For four grave spaces, $550 to $14,400. That's a one-time cost. For internment, which requires the digging of a digging of a plot, actually the excavation, and I believe also the lowering, would be going up from $1,250 to $3,000. So basically, we're looking at doubling some of these costs. But as I said, and Alonzo may know, these costs have not been increased in decades, and they really come from the cost of having equipment and manpower out there.
So the city clerk and I talked about this, and one of the issues that we had is that we are actually losing money on this because it costs more of our staff time than what we're actually charging. And compared to all the other surrounding communities, our costs are so low that obviously this is the first choice that everybody wants because it's the lowest in cost. And so to be fair to everybody, we've equaled it with the surrounding communities, and that's the only reason for the increase. Why others have gone up in the past, we did not, and now we are extremely low compared to everybody else.
Yes, because when I was looking at it, I thought it was really, really low.
Yeah.
But then when I saw the jump, I was like, whoa. But thank you. Understandable. Thank you. We can move forward.
Are there any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item T, a resolution approving a side letter of agreement with SEIU Local 73 regarding telecommunicator wages and all hours. Staff recommends City Council approve a resolution approving a side letter of agreement with SEIU Local 73 regarding telecommunicator wages and hours. Get a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Seconded.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions?
I do.
Alderman Guzman.
I've been looking for this side letter, and I cannot find it. I can't hear you.
It's the first thing under public content. It says side letter of agreement.
About where is the agreement? I've been looking it up on board docs and email, and I cannot find it.
Isn't that the agreement, Stu?
Hold on, let me pull up board docs, because I did not actually, this is one that I didn't actually print out. So, you have it printed out? could just, is Thomas, if you could come up here, I just have a quick question. So, we actually have the letter itself, or is there?
I thought that was provided. I have it here. I can get it.
Okay.
Chief of Staff, I think, is going to try
Yeah.
to print it out.
Yeah, what we'll do is, Chief of Staff Bridges, are you bringing it up? I'm bringing it up. Okay, great. Thanks. I'll take it.
We could continue with other items and skip this one till, you don't want to continue and then skip this one for right now, until the end?
We just have two more to go, and then we'll, okay.
That's fine, I can listen and read at the same time.
Okay, okay, we'll come back to item T. We'll move on to item U. A resolution approving an agreement with B&B Technologies for software integration services. Staff recommends City Council authorize a resolution approving an agreement with B&B Technologies for software integration services per section 2-454, subsection I-5, for an amount not to exceed $32,000. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. And this is also to increase the function integration to improve water collection answering. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item V, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the purchase of computers and other IT equipment from Amazon Business Prime. Staff recommends City Council approve a resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds on the purchase of computers and other IT equipment from Amazon.com Business Prime per section 2-458 subsection I-3 for an amount not to exceed $500,000. Amazon Business is now a key supplier of office supplies and related products. Based on an analysis Waukegan has performed, the Amazon Business Marketplace can provide savings on the best exact and recommended products of up to nearly 25%. Amazon Business allows city to preferentially select vendors that are local, disenfranchised, women-owned, minority-owned, and et cetera. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. We will go back to item T. Are you ready?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I get a roll call on item T, please?
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Motion carried. We do have a sheet that outlines our reports. Are there any questions regarding any of the reports that we have? Being none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Can I
okay.
say one thing? Sorry.
Alderman Florian?
I think, and I don't know if this is the appropriate time to bring it up, but we still haven't decided what we're doing with the casino money. So we
Do
need.
we have that, supposed to be in our next committee of the whole? I think it's supposed to be in our next committee of the whole, June, the
Correct.
first week of June.
June
Is
16th.
it going to the
First
top
meeting?
of the list or the bottom of the list?
Well, we could,
I believe what was discussed was that there would be a dedicated meeting, like a special committee of the whole, to discuss, to pick up the conversation on the revenue allocation.
Okay.
So we wouldn't, it would basically be a special order of business.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Hayes,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian to adjourn. 6:27 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.